94. I was jamming to the beat and right into the flow. MIA, H-Town, LA. All around the world going down in the A. I'm a dancer queen, real smooth machine. Catch me on the front page magazine. Best friend, hey girl, you know what I mean. Stepping through the scene with a gangster lean. We gon' turn up, put your drinks in the air. We scream a little loud cause nobody really cares. It's the weekend and we love to play. While we rockin' to the beat, tell me what you wanna say. It's me, my boo, and my best friend. We gon' party all night to the weekend. It's me and you and my best friend. We gon' jam all night to the morning. It's me, my boo, and my best friend. We gon' party all night to the weekend. It's me and you and my best friend. We gon' jam all night to the morning. Let my boo in a 305, about to blow up pool in a slip and slide. Lookin' real mean if you know what I mean. Eating cornbread, real tan collard greens. He got my back no matter where we at, like full flat tires on the Cadillac. It's me, my boo, hanging with your crew, and don't forget my bestie too. We gon' turn up one time, put the drinks up. We live, we vibing. Right here, right now, we poppin'. We oh so fine. We gon' turn up one time, put the drinks up. We live, we vibing. Right here, right now, we poppin'. We oh so fine.
Call a seat on the beat, fresh from my head to feet. All you got someone to be, can never ever get like me. We gon' turn it up and that's the party going up. Sides going down like Young Jock, hitting with that beatbox. See you dance on the beat, me and they bring the heat. Put this song on repeat, cause you know we kinda eat. Pull up gang strong, money long when we hit the scene. Focus on the charities, so ice to make the scene free. Catch the dudes on his knees, looking at my kitty cat. When I thought of that back, you know I made that ass class. It's a dude home, I just had fun with him. I don't really catch feelings, I just freaking to forget him. Scorpios up in the bed and we 100, we the realest, man. I business with the chillin', toss of we steady killin'. Turn it up, we'll see your cup, turn it up, see your cup, turn it up, we'll see your cup, turn it up, we'll see your cup.
Hey best friend, let me tell you a little secret. My boo got a big one, ain't he so conceited? I ride on the beat and I glide on the floor. Doorbell ringing, let me see who at the door. I just got paid and I got my little stimulus. Swapping credit cards and we already going ludicrous. Niggas no need, step you in the bag. Scratch the paint off his car in a paint bag. It's me, my boo, and my best friend. We gon' party all night to the weekend. It's me and you and my best friend. We gon' jam all night to the morning. It's me, my boo, and my best friend. We gon' party all night to the weekend. It's me and you and my best friend. We gon' jam all night to the morning.
Go got it, go got it. Get it. Go cola, go cola. Get it, get it, get it, get it, get it, get it with it, get it with it, get it with it, get it with it, get it, get it with it, get it, get it with it.
It's me, my boo, and my best friend. We gon' party all night to the weekend. It's me and you and my best friend. We gon' jam all night to the morning. It's me, my boo, and my best friend. We gon' party all night to the weekend. It's me and you and my best friend. We gon' jam all night to the morning. Once upon a time in 94, I was jamming to the beat and right into the.
Hello, everybody. This is Tiffany with the Private Room, and that was Bestie by Johna'e. Miss Johna'e Wright has been on with us before, and I am super excited to have her on again tonight because we're going to get real deep tonight, okay? Just letting y'all know, this is about to get real deep, and I want for everybody on here tonight to just be open, transparent with whatever you're comfortable with sharing, because tonight is a very serious conversation that needs to take place. If it didn't, it wouldn't be here on the Private Room. So we're going to real quickly let everybody introduce themselves. And then we are going to go ahead and get started. So we're going to start with Mr. Shane. Mr. Shane, introduce yourself. Tell us who you are, what you do. If you have a business, tell us all about that, and we will keep it moving.
All right, sweet. Like they said, I am Shane Lane. I am a trans stand-up comedian that is located here in the Charlotte area. So, yeah, I just tour around trying to make people laugh and talk about my story of transitioning. And yeah, that's what I got. Excited to be here.
Love it, love it, love it. Thank you. Mr. Rell, tell us who you are.
What's going on, y'all? This is Rell Lowery, transgender community liaison for Charlotte Black Pride, also a trans man of Charlotte, North Carolina for the last 30 years. So I'm definitely a Charlotte native, born and raised Charlotte, North Carolina, and I'm happy to be here. Thank you for the invite and appreciate all my trans community brothers and sisters for being here tonight in support of us and Trans Day of Remembrance. We're still here another year.
Yes. Thank you. And we are going to talk about that Trans Day of Awareness. We're going to talk about that later. So thank you for including that. Miss AJ, please introduce yourself tonight and go ahead and give you a full disclosure. Miss AJ is all lady. She is not. She is not trans. However, she is an LGBT promoter, and she is an advocate in the community and doing big things. So we have her on tonight as our business spotlight. So Miss AJ, please tell us who you are.
Yes, thank you for the warm welcome. My name is AJ. Like she said, I'm a local promoter, super passionate about connecting, empowering, and just supporting the LGBT community with the emphasis on women-centered events. Lez Party was founded to fix the problem of us not having any women-centric venues or places that we can go to actually meet each other. So I'm super passionate about bringing us together, putting the emphasis on community, sisterhood, and just connectedness all around. And I'm happy to be here with these amazing individuals. And thank you for inviting me, Tiffany.
Yes, ma'am. So I remember back in the day, there was an LGBT club that was over off of Moorhead and Hardigans.
Hardigans, yes.
Y'all remember Hardigans?
Yes.
Yep.
Yes. Okay.
Yep.
Okay. So I used to
That was
go
my
there.
jam.
Yes, I used to love that place. I loved the owners. I loved going there and kind of partying on a weekly basis, if not at least once a month. As I became a mom, that slowed me down a little bit. So I used to go to Hardigans all the time, and I loved it. I was so disappointed when they closed. And then there was another place that opened off of Central Avenue. Wasn't open that long. I can't remember.
L4, yeah.
Yes, L4. Yes,
Yep.
remember that. Is what's the other place that's been around forever? I think that's still
Scorpios.
Scorpios.
Still here.
So, yes, Scorpios was a bit much for me. It was a bit much for me. It was a bit much back then for me. But I know that is that the only remaining spot still open?
That is.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. All right. Nice. So I'm really excited that I have gotten to know you. And I'm just really excited because you've invited me out to do the red carpet at one of your events soon. And that's a service that we provide for events, any kind of event where we literally roll out the red carpet and do guest interviews of your guests, the entertainers, performers, and all that great stuff. So I'm really excited about coming and doing that with you. So we have a couple of performers on here tonight. Our artist spotlight was referred by you, Miss Jupiter May. The sexy Miss Jupiter May is going to be our artist spotlight tonight. So thank you for introducing us to her. Miss Johna'e, please introduce yourself to us, love.
Hey, y'all. It's good to see a lot of familiar faces. I'm Johna'e Wright, also Johna'e, the Egyptian goddess. Here in Charlotte, North Carolina. I'm from Miami, and I am a recording artist. I sing, I rap. I'm a model. I'm a professional dancer. Uh, CEO of Rock Goddess Entertainment, and I'm just happy to be here to, spread awareness and also an advocate of the community.
Yes, thank you so much. I'm looking forward to tonight's conversation with you. As I mentioned earlier, you've been on a few times, but tonight I'm gonna dig a little deep with you tonight. So I hope you're ready. Nothing you haven't shared before. You've had a lot of practice sharing your story these last few months. So, Miss Jupiter May, hello, gorgeous. How are you?
Yeah, I'm great. How are you guys doing tonight?
I'm good. I'm good. You're looking fabulous. I've been like stalking your artist page, and so I'm really excited to have you on with us tonight. I'm also going to do a disclosure that you are not trans, but you are part of the LGBT community, and we're really excited to have you on.
Yes. Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you so much. Just happy to be here.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. So tell us a little about you, how you got into your, I guess, artistry expertise. Tell us a little bit about you.
Yeah, well, say music wise, I mean, like I've been kind of doing it my whole life, and wanted to be a singer my whole life. I switched lanes to rap about 2016. Someone encouraged me to once I kind of showed them my poetry, and so I was like, okay, and so I started taking that seriously. And 2020, right before the pandemic happened and everything shut down, I did my first open mic show. Shout out Reese Raps. She was the one that was hosting something at the Brooklyn Lounge, I want to say.
Oh, I know Reese.
Yeah. So Charlotte was the first place I really did my my own music as a performance. And I spent a good chunk. I've got about 3 years collectively doing van life. As you can see, I'm not in a van right now. I've got a boyfriend, so I'm inside now. but van life has been a big part of my journey. I lived out of my van again collectively for about 3 years, and have traveled the country living out of Amechia, Seoul. I've hit lots of national parks and just the daily life, especially here in Charlotte and in Asheville, living out of my van. Really just to save money, so I could use more of that money towards my dreams. Like I could have gotten an apartment, but it's just a place to sleep until it starts to become a home with other people.
Yeah.
So
very nice. Very nice. So our surrogate for my 18-month-old, she is working on a bus to turn into her little living space. And it's been a journey kind of watching her do that. So I'm going to send you her Instagram page because she's constantly doing stuff, showing her progress. I think it's cool. I'm very claustrophobic and do not like small spaces, especially with people in my small space. So I can do it. But I think it's awesome, especially because that gives you the opportunity to travel and not have to worry about rent and mortgage and all that kind of stuff. So that is fabulous. That's exciting. That's exciting. Definitely.
I would love to see that. So yeah, definitely send that.
I will definitely send it to you. And she is part of the LGBT community too. So yes.
So I would classify myself as an ally.
Oh, nice.
I got a bestie out in Phoenix, Arizona, who's gay, and I had a lesbian fan come to my show on Saturday where I opened for Cassie. So yeah, so very excited.
Love it. Well, thank you, AJ, for the connection. I'm sure that we will see more of Miss Jupiter May here on the private room. So you are our artist spotlight. We have artists on every single episode. I think we've only missed one artist on our episodes. So that is a good track record that I'm very proud of. So thank you for agreeing to be on at the last minute. Are you ready to do a piece for us?
Ooh, let's see here. I'm trying to think how I might perform. Do most people do it with music?
Okay.
Do most people do with music or
no? So we've had people do it with music, without music, with lights and no lights. We've had it in cars, in houses. So however you want to do it.
Okay. Let's see here.
While we are doing that, Miss Johna'e, tell us your social media link so people can start following you before we start in on your story. And I'm also going to share some footage that was shared on Facebook about your story as well. So can you tell us your social media handles?
Well, my social media handles is first my website, www.johna'etheegyptiangoddess.com, where you can find more information about me. You can read up and see more about me and read up my bio, possibly upcoming dates of places I will be, um, photos, upcoming music. You can also find me on Instagram. That's the real Johna'e Wright, and also the Egyptian Goddess. On Instagram, on Facebook, it's Johna'e Wright, and Twitter is becoming a big thing. Got my blue check, and it's I am Johna'e Wright. So I am Johna'e Wright on Twitter. Yeah.
Okay, I am putting that in here right now on Twitter, so you can keep getting that check, girlfriend. There we go. Boom, done.
Is that in the comments? There it is. Okay, yeah, I'm on Twitter.
Put it in the comments.
Very much on Twitter, so I would love to follow you.
Yes, Johna'e is definitely an artist to know, Miss Jupiter. So definitely connect with her. So my screen is not letting me share anything for some reason. I think because my internet sucks. So we're not going to do that. Miss Jupiter May, are you ready for us?
I am ready. Let me know here if you can hear this. How's that?
Yep, we can hear it. All yours.
Gotta come back down from space. Gotta get my feet on the ground. Cause it seems I get too dreamy whenever you come around. When you come around, when you're available. See, it's always on your time, but you are so inhalable. Smoking beer, it's uncool, just why you're here. I'll be here just a sec before we both just disappear. What about those dreams? What about those plans? I remember the times you were begging to be my man. You know you could redirect tonight, so maybe we should have a chat tonight. Express our feelings directly, figure out what we're calling this tonight. Tired of not knowing when I wanna be growing. Flowing, evolving with my soulmate until I'm growing. Dreaming, claiming, those are things I've been dreaming. Praying to Venus, you'll be screaming my name, screaming, screaming. Out in this car, we got it steaming. Tracing your fingers through the steam, you write my name. You know I've made mistakes before, cause I wasn't ready for us. Trust, only using less to get the love that I needed, because my heart was still bleeding over someone from the past who cut me by cheating. But that's not you, you're not him, I'm sorry. Let your light be dim, just couldn't let it go. Couldn't cut the limb, you inside my heart and be under my skin, so I had to peel it all off like a banana. Strip away the old me, split to Louisiana. Houston, Austin, Vegas, Miami, the UK. Just put me on a plane so I can escape my pain. But I could've just come home to go deeper with you. Cause wrapped up in your arms is where my light shines through. It's where I'm dreaming. Those are things I've been dreaming. Praying to Venus, you'll be screaming my name, screaming, screaming. Out in this car, we got it steaming. Tracing your fingers through the steam, you write my name.
Thank you, guys.
Yes. Yes. That girl got soul over there.
So next time I'm gonna come. Yes. If you have me on as a guest again, I'll do it with like the lights and I'll do all the stuff. Like,
I love it. Oh my God, that was sexy. That was sexy. I loved it. Where can we see you perform? Do you have anything coming up?
So I'm actually going to be performing at a Lez Party event. AJ recruited me for in December. What is the date? December 30th?
The 30th, yes. We're doing an artist showcase. So any artists out there, or if you know of any artists, definitely let me know. Have them reach out. We're doing an emphasis on women, but of course we're open to everyone, all inclusive. So thank
The
you for shouting
musical
that out.
Mystique. She would be a great artist feature. She's bisexual, and she's got a new song that just came out. A new video will be dropping called "No Restrictions," and it is a very women friendly.
Yeah. Okay. Sweet. Yeah, definitely.
I know somebody too, AJ. So
Yeah.
I'm going to send them to you. And
Awesome.
December 17th, you asked me if I could do the red carpet. I don't think I'm
16th.
available. 16th. I don't think I'm available, but I would love to do that December 30th event.
Okay. Sounds good. Let's make it happen.
Yes. Awesome. Well, I hope that Jupiter, you can stay on, and AJ, I know that you're going to go off for a little bit and come back.
Yeah.
So hopefully you can stay on, Jupiter. If you do, I might put you on the spot and ask you to do another piece later.
Okay.
If you can't stay on, we will definitely make sure that we reach out to you to have you on. But I hope that you can. So
I'm here.
Yes, thank you. So tonight we are putting the capital T in LGBT. So you all know that tonight we are talking to our trans community specifically about trans awareness, trans issues, trans things that are going on, and just really wanting to hear the experiences of the people on our panel tonight. I don't want to focus too much on the trans part. And I say that because we're all humans, right? It doesn't matter who we have evolved into or who we identify as so much. We really, really, really want to talk more about the biases, the prejudices, the ongoing issues that remain in the LGBT community, and dealing with trans identified individuals. I don't know if I'm using the politically correct words here, but I'm sure they will correct me if I'm not. And so I really, really want to make sure that we have this platform, because the Private Room with Tiffany is a platform for us to have open conversation, very frank conversation about everything. So we don't just talk about community issues. We don't just talk about relationships. We don't just talk about LGBT individuals' concerns, so forth and so on. We don't just talk about music and art. We talk about everything. So anything that's out there that is a hot topic, or something that you want to talk about and you want a voice and you want the platform, we're going to talk about it. So that's part of what we're doing tonight. Okay. So I think I was able to get my internet to act right. So y'all are about to see a whole bunch of stuff show up on my screen because it's very busy. So what I'm going to do, I got my messages popping up. Okay, there we go. So I'm going to play this video, and
Is there volume? Or am I not connected?
I do not have volume either.
Okay.
Are y'all not able to hear?
I think now something's coming through.
I've got volume.
Like, I can hear sounds, but nothing is very clear.
Yeah, it just seems like ambient noises.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so I'm sorry that y'all weren't able to hear it, but what was going on is it was actually a either a live or a very live video of the night that Johna'e was violently attacked by her. I'm gonna let her tell the story. So Johna'e, can you tell us what was going on in that video? And kind of give us kind of background story. While we're waiting for her to come back on screen, I can, oh, there she is. Johna'e, share with us what was going on in that video. Not everybody was able to hear it. We were only able to see it.
Okay, what video was that? Was that the...
It was the one that the night that you were attacked, and the young lady, I believe she was calling the police.
What happened that day, I was at a former employment, and you know, there were some things that happened, and you know, being misgendered and constantly dead named, and you know, mispronounced, and it ended up leading into a physical altercation. um and you know, just thinking about it and going back to that time, you know, just it was a lot. You know, I think a lot of us don't really, I mean, I can't stress enough how horrible that is, and how this is the beginning of the lives that we are losing. You know, this is what happens. And when stuff like this gets sweeps, you know, under the rug, you know, it just leads for more injustice. So, you know, that night was horrible. You know, I had no help from the employer, employees, bystanders, law enforcement. It was me against the world that night, and I just was so I wasn't shocked, because this is something, unfortunately, that a lot of trans people are accustomed to. We were built into being accustomed to not having justice, not being heard. But it was just so surreal that, wow, like this happened and we have witnesses and nobody is defending me. So that was pretty much what happened that night. And I ended up driving home, you know, bruised up, bleeding. You know, I got attacked by a coworker, a man, you know, that whether still to this day, where I don't know if there was, you know, I definitely know there was some type of hatred. Uh, I don't know if he was trying to figure out things about his personal life, or you know, or other things that were going on in his life. I can't really fathom to think about, or rationalize to think about what it could have been, because the damage is done. But you know, it's just sad to have, like, you know, people that just have a hatred for people that's within the LGBT community, definitely the trans community. um so yeah, that's what happened that night.
Sorry you went through that.
Did
Yep.
did like anything occur like afterwards? Like what had happened after, like with the video and that dynamic?
Well, I can talk about as much as I can, because there were a lot of legalities that took into play. But after that video surfaced, and because before there was, I went to work the next day. A lot of people didn't know.
At the same
Um,
place?
yes, I sure did. I went to work the next day, because I was told that, you know, since it wasn't inside the building, it was outside. So technically, you were off the premises or off the property. So it was considered outside of work, and it's nothing that we are responsible of doing. And pretty much, what time do you work tomorrow? Yeah, can you be there? And even the boss was also still misgendering me in that message, because nobody called me, nobody checked on me. I had to call them and say, hey, something happened, and it was just so like, do anybody care that this happened? And I went to work the next day bruised up bad, and I was scared because I'm like, he might come back in here and attack me again. Like, I'm at work. We work at the same job. He didn't get fired or anything. So, it was just a lot. And it was into then, after saying something and still not getting, any type of justice, or nobody saying anything about it, is when I, my phone, that video, I don't know if you can, you guys wasn't able to see that, but there was footage of what happened, not visually, but audio, because I had my phone fell out of my hand and start recording, which was crazy. Wow. My phone fell out of my hand, and the record starts to pick up audio. And that's where you hear him on top of me. I'm saying, get off of me, help. And, and then there's the coworkers saying, like, if you don't get off of him, you're going to jail. And it was all of that going on. So, and I don't know if I mentioned, even early on in being employed, my first day I was sexually assaulted, and nothing at all happened. I told my boss, and she pretty much said, well, they were subcontracted by another company by us, but they don't work for us. So I don't think we could do anything about that. And I have heard nothing else from that situation moving forward. So pretty much it was already wrong things that were happening. I decided to take it upon myself to speak out. And until I've spoken out, that's when everything started to happen. I started to utilize my platform. I'm like, hold up, I'm Johna'e the Egyptian Goddess. Hold up now. I can say something about this, you know what I'm saying? I did that. That's when the news team got involved, and FBI got involved, and the chief of the police is calling me. The sergeants and the human resource department from the headquarters of the company of the employment is calling me all of a sudden. Okay. And concern, and I was like, wow, did it take this for me to, and at that point it was kind of too late. So, yeah.
Wow. That is so. I hate that. Hold on one second. I hate that it took for you to press charges, for it to start being on the news, because you've been on several news outlets, for anyone to listen to you, because you had already suffered at this job. Your first day, you were sexually assaulted. So they already had issues at that place of employment. And we're not going to mention who that place is, but your story is very widely shared at this point. So if people wanted to find out, all they have to do is Google Johna'e Wright, and they will see who the employer is. And so you were already experiencing issues, and the fact that they did nothing the very first day basically gave everyone else that worked there the go-ahead to harass you, assault you, abuse you, to treat you like they did. And that's not a good precedent. I don't believe that they're a national business. Are they? Are they just a local business, small business, or are they a national?
It's national. There's,
Oh, they are? Okay. Well, I've never heard about them. So.
They're across the United States.
Okay, yeah. So I've never heard of them, but yeah. So they already did not know how to handle hiring someone with your background and with who you identify as, and they did nothing from the very beginning to protect you. So I hate that it had to go this route for you to be attacked by your supervisor, correct?
Well, the thing was that the miscommunication that a lot of the stories gave was that this was my supervisor, and technically they was not my supervisor. I was also a supervisor.
Okay.
So they were lateral co-workers and employees, but because they had they was missing a lead person that will float to or manager that will float to different locations within the Charlotte area. They was the one that filled in for that spot. So they played as a step up, but really had the same job code as me. So that's how that happened. And then they was the one that also trained me.
Okay.
The job.
Yeah.
So yeah.
And this individual was a male, correct?
Yes. A grown man.
Yeah. So I know that there are certain things that you cannot share, but do you have a lawyer?
I do have an attorney.
Okay, good. So I'm just when I heard your story, I heard it in a Facebook group and immediately contacted you after I saw your story because I was just horrified, as many, as our other panelists have just reacted to the story as well. Probably the same way as I did. It's just, I can't imagine being attacked for who I choose to be, which is my prerogative. But then also the fact that the company didn't respond in the best way, and that it took for you to actually speak out and go public with your story for anything to be done.
I didn't get to go to the
hospital
until like 3 days later.
Yeah.
I admitted myself because the adrenaline was still so like in me to like because I went to work the next day, but like 3 days later, I admitted myself into the hospital. I got diagnosed with a concussion. I was walking around with a concussion, and I had what else? It was something else. Can't remember what it was. It was a minute ago, but it was like 2 or 3 things. But that happened, and the director of persons or human resource called me and said, "Hey, are you okay? Is there anything we can do?" And I said, well, they was like, well, we it was just so, they were so frantic, like, oh my gosh, let's do something. And I was like,
and this is after you did your report, right?
After everything was, it was like, girl. So, they told me I don't have to come in, take as much as time as I can. We will pay you and blah, 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 blah. So I was like, okay, but the damage is done. And then I called. They would not give me a police report. The police officers at the scene would not give me a police report. They treated this as male on male, and two guys are fighting, so they get over it and move on. It
I
wasn't
mean,
I
even
was a
in
victim or I was assaulted or I was trying to defend myself. It was, I'd call it an affray. So two people that are outside, and causing harm to the public because we are in an altercation, basically, is how they listed it. And I was just appalled. I was just like, and it was just like, I want to make a police report. And it was like, well, if you make a police report, we're gonna arrest you, and you can be a suspect. And I was like, what? I was
so
just
basically they threatened you. They
yes,
basically threatened you to
I
not
was
do a police report.
there was like they just it was and it was so clear how they came on to me, and the evidence of what led up to it, and messages and work group chats, and I'm gonna call you whatever I want to call you, and your name is this, and blah blah blah. And our managers are in the group chat. Nobody said nothing about that. So I was just like, wow. And then so after that I was home and trying to get a police report. I called 311, 411, 911. I called all the 11s. And, I had a couple of officers that came to my doorstep, and specifically the two officers that came to my home. They told me, you're going to gag. They said, I explained the story and everything. And at the end, I said, and oh yeah, by the way, I am trans, and this is the reason why all this happened. So it wasn't just I was attacked; it was because of gender discrimination and identity and blah blah blah. And they was like, oh, yeah, so we wasn't
Wow.
there, and you might want to have to call back and see if you can make a police report over the phone. I said, well, you police, well, why I can't make a, with you? They said, well,
Wow.
we are we're kind of uncomfortable with making a police report with. I said, wait a minute, you cannot make a police report, or you are uncomfortable with making a police report? And he said, well, we are uncomfortable. And they walked away, and they went in their police car, and they drove off, and I was sitting in my home bawling, like I can't even get a police report. And
Wow.
I started calling dispatch and was like, I need a supervisor on the phone. This is crazy. If I witnessed something that was down the street, I don't care if a dog fell in a pothole. Hey, I witnessed something and such. Any police officer should be able to document that or take a police report. Is you're doing your job. So it was discrimination at its finest in my face. But once again, I'm accustomed to not getting justice because the system was just set up for me not to win. But I didn't let it stop there. And I end up keep pushing. I end up getting the sergeant on the phone. The sergeant was carrying the same rhetoric. And, I had to talk to the chief. And after I talked to the chief, he sounded like he had a little bit more sense. And he was very apologetic. He apologized to me and gave me his personal number and said, if you need anything, let me know. We did a verbal and written police report over the phone. And, that was that, and I asked him, I said, so let me ask you, is it a part of police protocol to do a police report or not? Can they not do one or whatever? He was like, no, absolutely not. They should have took a police report. And I was like, oh, okay. Well, he just admitted that they were wrong. So yeah, thank you for more of the information that I could tell my attorney. So, that's what I did, and I've learned a lot. I learned a lot from this situation. And unfortunately, it was tragic, but I've learned so much. This made me stronger. I learned so many legal things, and I think in Charlotte, I was like the first case that was, after they pushed the non-discrimination under employment, because they had it for women that were pregnant and disabled people and stuff, but they just finally did it for gender identity and expression. So I think my case was like the first one, and I felt like this is why we need these laws in place, because they protect us. And until we get these things, stuff is just going to keep happening. It's just like, we have red lights, but it's the people's choice whether they want to run it or not. But if you don't have consequences and tickets and violations that they have to pay, they're going to keep doing it. So we have to set laws in place. That way, things can be handled. So I was able to learn the importance of why trans people need to go ahead and change if you identify as a binary, go ahead and get that gender marker changed. Go ahead and make sure your name legally is also changed, because what happens is or society doesn't recognize how you see yourself into it's black and white. You know what I'm saying? And that's what I learned from this situation. I felt that, okay, maybe if I did this and had this already, maybe I would have had more grace in this situation. But even that, sometimes all these things are expensive, and find the right people and learn. Like, no, sometimes everybody don't have a person holding their hand telling you, hey, this is I grew up and I didn't have a trans mother or gay father or something. Like, I had to find all this stuff out on myself. So but all that is handled, and FBI got involved, and Internal Revenue Service, and questioning. It was just crazy, how I was like, oh, this is the FBI building. It was all like.
So I have a couple questions, Johna'e. So you were able to press charges. You were able to get a lawyer. Things are still in the works. You were able to change your identity, preference, your name, so forth and so on. And so have you thought about, and then I want to make sure that we hear the stories of Rell and Shane as well, but have you thought about doing some training in the community about, using your experience to train police officers and first responders when it comes to trans rights and how to handle violence against LGBT community and the trans community? Have you thought about that?
Definitely, and I brought it to their attention. I'm definitely open for that, because I understand that a group of cisgendered heterosexual people just don't have the language that we have.
Right.
And it's just not their culture. So it's very imperative to have somebody from the community to teach outside community. And we had a big open discussion with, it was me, and they had, my FBI agent that I couldn't disclose at the time, but it was other agents within the bureau, and we had a dialogue, and we was talking about how can we bridge the gap. And I was like, well, the first thing is if you can't even have pronouns correctly, it's no conversation. So understanding the importance of that first, how to talk to people, properly, how to respect people. And then number two, was that, you need to have space, make space for people within the community, maybe also in your camp, to teach these things, and then apply them. Don't just sit around and talk about them and have community pause and say what we should do and how should we do it, but there's no evidence of things that we're sitting here talking about, so everything is just becoming redundant. But yeah, I'm definitely open for that, and I also stress that towards the company and how they should have people teach or have things about how people can identify themselves at work, pronouns and all of that. So yeah.
Do you still work for that company? And that's my last question.
No. Hell no.
Good for you. Yeah. Good for you. Okay. So sometimes we have to kind of make a point, and we sometimes will stay in situations to make a point and to teach and educate, which is sometimes a good thing, but a lot of times it's not, especially if you are going or have suffered abuse or violence or anything negative in that company. So I applaud you for getting out, having your life, and then also circling back and saying, hey, this is what you need. And even though you were a victim, not only by your attacker, but also by the company, you were still willing to provide that education. So we have, it looks like, let me look. So we have Rell on. I would like to talk to him about his experience. Rell, have you had any experiences, maybe not of this magnitude, but have you had any experiences in the community where you have been violently attacked, or you have dealt with discrimination in the workplace or in the community that you would like to share?
Good evening, everybody. Rell Lowery, Charlotte Black Pride Transgender Community Liaison. I personally have not, and again, as hard as that may be to believe to the community, I haven't. All of my employment experiences have been positive and welcoming as far as my transition. I even had my last few corporate experiences, they welcomed my transition before I even had my ID changed, as far as government wise, before my pronouns were changed, before my legal name was changed. They were very welcoming, and I'm thankful for that. So I haven't, while I'm humbly, I'm appreciative that I haven't had those experiences. It makes me that much more grateful for my journey, because I know, listening to my sister Johna'e and listening to a lot of my other trans sisters and brothers and their experience, I know it hasn't been easy for them. So that makes me even more welcoming to their stories and wanting to push their stories out there, because I know it's a lot of people that haven't been fortunate to have that. And I'm blessed. I'm grateful to have that experience, but I haven't had that experience. Everybody that I've come in contact with on a one-on-one basis have been welcoming. I see the social media hate like everybody else does. I know that a lot of people have seen it on social media to where our lifestyle has become a fad. It's a phase. A lot of people are wanting to join the trans bandwagon because it's popular. That's what's in social media right now. That's what's in the news right now. That's what people want to talk about. Like myself, my sister Johna'e, this is a walk that we live every single day. It's not popular when we walk out of our front door to wonder if we're going to make it back home. It's not popular. it's not popular to the news to where on yesterday we've had to explain to a lot of our community why we had to read off a list of names of those that have gone before us tragically, or because they just couldn't handle this process anymore because they didn't have the support that a lot of us take for granted, myself included. So I appreciate the courage that my sister Johna'e has to tell her story about her employees, because if people like herself don't tell their stories, a lot of people don't know. They think it's just easy to pass every day, and they think that everybody supports our individuality. People don't, because you see it on social media and on TikTok and things. Everybody does not support the journey that we walk every day. They don't applaud it. It might be, productive to think so, but there's a lot more negatives than there are positives, unfortunately. And I applaud my sister Johna'e and a lot of other ones in our LGBT community, because it takes a lot of courage to walk this journey and go out your front door every single day and not only represent, but be the person that you see in the mirror. A lot of times this is not for us that we are on these, podcasts and things like that. It's for other people to understand the journey that we walk. We know it every day. We see it in the mirror. We have to encourage ourselves to not be afraid to go outside today, and knowing that we might not walk back in the same condition that we left out in. We might not make it home at all. We might not make it home at all safely, only because we're trying to be the person that we are. So I applaud my brothers, my sisters, my, people that don't identify anyway, because it takes courage to be us. And I appreciate you, Miss Tiffany, for allowing us to have this platform for others to see the journey that we walk every day. Because without social media, a lot of times they just think it's a hype, it's something that we choose every day, but it's not. This is who we actually are every single day. And the only thing we're trying to do is trying to live. No more, no less. We're just trying to live. So I appreciate you for this platform.
Yes. Thank you for that. I know that you are on the board, correct, of Charlotte Black Pride?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Can you tell us about your work there, or is that okay for you to share your work there?
Yes, ma'am. Basically, our Charlotte Black Pride, we've been around for over 15 years. And the only thing we're trying to do is continue to bring awareness to our LGBTQ plus community that we exist, we live, we love, and we have lives every day, just like everyone else. We may tweak it a little bit differently, but at the end of the day, we're just trying to live and just trying to celebrate life every single day. So we applaud all of our founders of Charlotte Black Pride, all of those that have been aboard from day one. I'm a little bit new. I've only been on the part for 3 years, but I take pride in acknowledging our trans community, because without our acknowledgement, LGBTQ plus wouldn't be complete without us. You got to have the T if you're gonna have the rest of them. So we're here to stay, and we've got stories that we want to continue to tell. So with the courage of myself, my sister Johna'e, and a lot of us other ones in Charlotte, we are still the second highest community for murders in the United States. It's unfortunate, but it's a fact. And as you just heard her story, these things happen, but it's not reported. It's misgendered, misnamed. They don't report it correctly, but understand that these things happen. Until they continue to be repeated, we still need the justice that's deserved. And my sister Johna'e, she deserves that.
Yes, I agree with that. And you said the second. Who's the first population that you said for, was it murders? Did I hear that correct?
Let me Google it, but yeah, we're number 2, and that's out of 50 states.
Okay.
Charlotte is the second deadliest community or state.
Oh, Charlotte is the second. Okay, I'm sorry. Okay, so Charlotte is the second deadliest community for LGBT community, or for the trans community specifically?
Trans community specifically, out of all cities and states, Charlotte, North Carolina is number 2. So that tells you how serious it is.
Wow. Yeah, we need to find out who number one is. So I'm going to do that while we are talking to you about. So, how can we learn more about Charlotte Black Pride? How can we volunteer or be a part of your mission and purpose with Charlotte Black Pride?
Just continue to be an advocate. I've said it in so many interviews. I know it's not popular and I can only speak to the community that I directly represent. My trans brothers, our trans sisters are dying, whether it's Black or any other race. We cannot take confidence in the fact that we can pass a lot more than they can. When we get comfortable, it allows a lot of more uncomfortability. We can't be comfortable in the fact that we can pass as a cis male because it's comfortable for us. Our trans sisters of color are dying. And if we don't stand up for them, who will? So as much as we can participate in an LGBTQ party or function in Charlotte or surroundings, and I'll say it again, whether it's Pride, a New Year's event, Black Pride event, All Pride event, summer event, if we can stand in line for those tickets or a pair of Jordans any day of the week, we have to represent for our trans sisters of color because those are the ones that are dying. And believe it or not, if we don't stand up for them, we're next. And it's not fair to them for us not to be the men that we proclaim to be, if we don't stand up for our sisters. So we have to do that. So as popular as it may be to purchase a ticket for a party, be that same representative when your sister tells you she's going out to an event and she's afraid for her life. Stand up.
Yes.
If she's going out to a march, stand up. If she's going out to work, stand up. Because a lot of us, we're comfortable. And I challenge that to even myself. I'm comfortable. I don't have that fear as much, but it's there. But I can't be comfortable because until one of us is safe, all of us are not safe. And we got to remember that.
Sorry, my dogs are barking. Thank you for sharing that that information. I really do appreciate that. That was a lot of really good information. I'm trying to find who that top city is. Can you help me try to find that while I'm talking to Miss AJ? Miss AJ, please tell us more about Lez Party, and you have some campaigns that are going on right now that I would like for you to share for us. So tell us more about Lez Party, and then tell us about what you have going on right now that the community can help you with.
Okay. Sorry about that. So yeah, Lez Party, we're basically, focused on curating women-centric events to bring us together, empower us, give us safe spaces to connect, and to feel, loved and accepted. And, to you all's point, trans, women are women too, and they're 100%, more than welcome to come and enjoy the spaces that we try so hard to create and make sure that everyone feels accepted and loved, right? So just kind of wanted to put that out there. But yeah, so that's what we do. We just try to, create spaces for people to have a good time, to connect, to really just put an emphasis on the power of connection and the power of sisterhood, right? Because, we're stronger together at the end of the day. So whether it's, parties, whether it's events, like shows, open mics, things like that, definitely want to try to incorporate more diverse events for all of the community, right? Because we all have diverse interests and we're from diverse backgrounds. So more to come. Stay tuned for that. It won't just be all parties, but also more importantly, community efforts, right? Like right now, a turkey drive that we're doing, we're starting it. It's the first year. It'll be an annual turkey drive. And we were actually able to, it ended today, but we were able to acquire 30 turkeys out of our 50 turkey goal. So super exciting. We were able to donate to 3 really cool organizations who were super grateful for the donation. So we were able to make a impact there. And shout out to everyone who was able to either donate their time, money, or even a turkey to those causes. We really appreciate all the support and just making sure that people know that, you know, we can make a difference. You know, we can't, maybe might not be able to do everything, right? But everyone can do something, you know? So just empowering people, because I know that oftentimes we want to help, we just don't know how, right? So if you have any ideas or any, talking to everyone out there, right? If you have any ideas, any suggestions, any causes that are important to you as a woman, as an individual, definitely let us know. You know, let us know how we can help. And, you know, it's important for us to use our influence for the greater good. So reach out, please. In addition to that annual turkey drive, we also have been nominated.
After every episode, I usually. Uh-oh. I'm sorry. Go ahead. I'm sorry. I thought you were done.
I mean,
go ahead.
I was like, hey, I have the floor. I'm going to keep talking, right? I'm going to keep pitching. So no, we're
no, you got the floor. You got the floor.
Cool. So yeah, Lez Party was nominated for a grant, actually, which is super exciting. We're a finalist. Yeah, thank you. We're a finalist right now. So every vote matters. So if you can vote an unlimited amount of times with the same email. I'll post the link every day in my stories. It's also available on my profile, Amechia Lez Party Johnson, or under under Lez Party CLT as well. And of course, we'll post all of that stuff. But you can also find me on Instagram at Lez Party with a Z, LEZ Party NC as well. So yeah, get those votes in there. We definitely would appreciate all the support because we are a self-funded company right now. So, you know, every cent matters. So definitely appreciate all the votes in there. What else? What else we have going on? Oh, we have events every week. We have a Thirsty Thursday event that we host at Jamaican Flavor every Thursday. So come out and see us and hang out. It's a nice little lounge experience.
Are you having something Thanksgiving night?
Thank you for bringing that up. We actually will not be there this Thursday night. Yeah, because I'm actually taking like a little vacation, I guess you could say. I'm not doing an event.
And you deserve it. You deserve it.
Thank you. I'm going to spend time with my family. So I won't be hosting an event this Thursday or this Friday, but every Thursday and Friday thereafter, unless, you know, otherwise mentioned. Yeah, so every Friday we'll be at Superstars, Club Superstars on 935 South Summit Avenue. And that's the old Club 935. So it's a really, really dope space. It's huge in there. Good vibes. You know, we try to make sure that everybody feels comfortable, has a good time, and just enjoys themselves. You know, we deserve it. We deserve that space to feel accepted. So that's what I try to give everyone each week on Thursdays and Fridays. So come out and see us if you can.
Very nice. Very nice. Well,
also have a
definitely would crowd, recommend. So. Oh, yes. Yes, I've seen the photos and you definitely have a very mature, sexy crowd. So I am looking forward to coming out there very soon and also coming out on December 30th to party with you all and do the red carpet and meet Miss Jupiter May. Definitely connect with Miss Johna'e if she's available. I would definitely recommend her as well to be on your showcase on December 30th if she's available. I'm really excited to be able to come out, but I'm going to be out there before December 30th to come check you out. So
I want to see Johna'e dance.
Yeah, right? I know. I'm gonna post the video of Bestie in there, Jupiter May, in the link. And yeah, when I tell you, she came out to a karaoke a couple weeks ago. And when I tell you she was better than those Megan knees and those Maxwell knees. Yes. Girlfriend can get down. So yeah. Yeah. Thank you so much. Thank y'all for being on tonight. Very quickly, and Jupiter, do you mind doing another piece to close us out?
Yeah.
Sure. Awesome. So while we're waiting for Miss Jupiter to do our piece to close this out, Johna'e, please tell everyone again how they can find you.
Well, you can find me on my website, www.Johna'eTheEgyptianGoddess.com. You can find me on Instagram. That's The Real, TheReal, JOHNAEWRIGHT. And also the Egyptian Goddess, that is the THEE, not the. And I am on Twitter. I am Johna'e Wright. That's I am Johna'e, JOHNAE, Wright, WRIGHT. And Facebook is Johna'e Wright.
Johna'e, there we go. Soft girl. Johna'e, the
Thank
Egyptian
you so
goddess.
much. Thank you so much. So
Right.
March 27th. Oh, yes. Thank you, Jupiter. See, she is on it. She is on it. Thank you so much for sharing your social media. Miss AJ, please share your social media with us again, please.
Yeah. So IG is LEZ Party, PARTYNC, all one word, at Instagram. And then on Facebook, you can find me on my personal business page, whatever. It's Amechia, AMECHIA, Lez Party, LEZPARTY Johnson. So definitely come find me, come speak, and let me know how we can better serve the lesbian LGBT greater community.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. I appreciate you sharing that. Rell, if you can share your social media links again, and if you can also share Charlotte Black Pride's links too, that would be great.
Charlotte Black Pride is charlotteblackpride.of. Facebook, Charlotte Black Pride as well. My personal Instagram, Rell_Lowery. Facebook, Rell Lowery. TikTok, at The Real Havoc, HAVOK, not the C, HAVOK. But Charlotte Black Pride again is Charlotte Black Pride on Facebook as well as Instagram.
Thank you. I appreciate that. All good information. I appreciate all of y'all coming on tonight and staying over a little bit over with us tonight, which we always go over. So that's not a surprise here on the private room because we got a lot to talk about. So thank you for staying on and thank you for being on for the entire time. I appreciate that and supporting one another. Mr. Shane, he had to get off. He had an emergency at home, but hopefully he will be able to join us on March 27th for Trans Visibility or Trans Day of Visibility, or March 27th. Miss Johna'e is co-hosting that with me as well. And it's actually going to be performances by different people in the LGBT community. So looking forward to that. Hopefully I'll be able to get you back on as well, Miss Jupiter. And we're going to party. We're going to party online, but we're going to party in safety. So we are going to be doing that again on March 27th. So the beautiful Miss Jupiter is going to close us out for the night. And please, everybody, stay on so that you can support her and we can get your feedback on the artist spotlight tonight with Miss Jupiter May. All yours.
Thank you so much. I'm going to do a song for you that's it's not released yet, but I'm going to release it next year. And, you know, I'm not really sure what my audience is for like most of my songs yet. I guess, you know, like 25 to 35, 40-year-olds. But this song, I wrote this song from my younger self. And I feel like it's the kind of song that, like, you know, yeah, like your inner child could kind of hear, just like a overall positive. So this is called Cosmic Juice. Can you hear that?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we can hear it.
Got a gummy bear bounce in my step. Call me a candy wrapper, I'ma give you the pep talk. Walk with me for a sec. Haven't been through anything I can get up from yet. Cause you're standing here, baby, I'm gon' bet that's you too. So no need to fret, tell my inner child it's just escape me. I am a sailor who can navigate the rough seas. Never tune my emotion to the frequency of love, peace, growth, that's serenity. Won't let you bring me down in your gravity. I'm in my own space, my own galaxy. When I'm vaporizing hate like do, throwing thunderbolts like I'm Zeus. I'm who the universe wanted me to be. I got the cosmic juice. Vaporizing hate like do, throwing thunderbolts like I'm Zeus. I'm who the universe wanted me to be. I got the cosmic juice. Wish I could go back and tell the younger me a little fairy tale about who I grow up to be. A girl who could finally love herself cause she learned that BFF actually starts with me. What do I say to me? How am I treating me? And how I let others keep me, baby, that's the key. Can't be nobody else, so baby, buckle in. We driving through the universe, outward and in. I gotta know my self-worth, cause somebody is probably gonna try to put me down. See, anybody trying to pull me under, they ain't above me, baby, they're down. So I'm vaporizing hate like do, throwing thunderbolts like I'm Zeus. I'm who the universe wanted me to be. I got the cosmic juice. Vaporizing hate like do, throwing thunderbolts like I'm Zeus. I'm who the universe wanted me to be. I got the cosmic juice. I am rubber and you are glue. Whatever you say bounces off me and goes back to you. So why wouldn't you put out what you want back? Time to drop the baggage in that backpack. I think I can. I know I can. I already am. That voice is telling you you can't. That's the boogeyman. And we're vaporizing hate like do, throwing thunderbolts like I'm Zeus. I'm who the universe wanted me to be. I got the cosmic juice. Vaporizing hate like do, throwing thunderbolts like I'm Zeus. I'm who the universe wanted me to be. I got the cosmic juice. Got the cosmic juice. Oh. If I fall down, I get back up again and get back on that spaceship.
Thank you, guys. Hope you guys enjoyed that.
It's such a positive song. I love it.
Thank you. Thank you. I hope that resonates with you guys. Yeah, thank you so much I appreciate this conversation. And you know, like I wanna stand up for everybody, you know. I'm against hate. When I was in high school, like all 4 years, I was in like an anti-drug, anti-violence team. So like I spent my 4 years of high school standing up in front of high school students who definitely thought that me speaking against drugs and alcohol and violence wasn't cool. You know, and I want to continue to have those values as an adult. And my music platform is definitely one of the ways I want to do so.
Yes. Thank you so much. That was very relevant for our episode tonight about, you know, being you and accepting yourself for who you are and other people's accepting. So I really appreciate you sharing that piece with us. What do y'all think? What did y'all think? Did y'all like our artist spotlight tonight? Yeah? Great. I'm excited. I can't wait to meet you, Jupiter, on December 30th. If I meet you beforehand. And thank you for closing us out for the night. Please tell us how we can find you.
I'm on all social media platforms. I'm most active on Instagram and Twitter. But, you know, I'm trying to get more active on TikTok. And you can find me at I am Jupiter May, Jupiter like the planet and May like the month. Nice. I've got 3 singles out, so you can go stream those and check them out. And yeah. And then Cosmic Juice and others will be coming next year. So
I love it. I love your vibe. I love your sultry sound. I just loved you. So the stalking worked out to my benefit. I was able to get you on here. And I'm really, really, really glad that AJ refers you to me. Good referral, AJ. Good referral. Thank you. I appreciate you.
Thank you, AJ. Thank you, Tiffany. Thank you, Johna'e. Thank you so much. I really appreciate being here and being in this space with you and hearing your stories and everything.
Thank you. Thank you, everybody, for being here on the private room tonight. We had some really, really serious conversation like we always do, but there is something that you can do to raise more awareness about trans rights and about the escalating violence against trans women, especially Black trans women. There's also some things that you can do to support Johna'e in her ongoing advocacy efforts, not only for herself, but everyone in the LGBT community and in the community as a whole, because as a whole, we need to be more loving and less violent, but we also need to not be so ignorant when it comes to certain things and to really educate ourselves and our children about, just basic human rights and how to treat people and how to be respectful and how to advocate for others, including yourself, like Miss Johna'e is doing. Thank you, Rell, for being an advocate as well and being a part of Charlotte Black Pride. I think it's an amazing movement. And I've had the opportunity to go to a couple of events the last 15 years that I've been living here in Charlotte. And so thank you for being a part of that mission and purpose, including your own. And I really appreciate you taking the time to be on tonight and representing them 100%. Miss AJ, thank you again for Lez Party and bringing back some venues and some parties for LGBT women. I appreciate you. I'm sure that the women here in Charlotte and beyond appreciate you as well. And what was the difference in how many turkeys you were needing? You told me that you had a goal and this is how many you collected. How many was that?
Oh, yeah. So the goal was 50 turkeys. I collected 31. So
you collected, I didn't hear the numbers.
Yeah, 31 total. With donations included. Yeah. So I mean, not too bad, we're still able to make a difference, right?
Okay.
So it's super cool. And we'll do it next year. Yeah.
Okay, so I told you that I had some donations for you from the Urban City Connect team and also the private room team. So I will send those over to you. I'm sorry, I did not put on my calendar that today was the deadline. So I'm going to send it because I know that you will make it happen to be able to still put it where it's supposed to go. So I'm going to send that to you tonight when we get off. So thank you to the private room and the Urban City Connect team for your donations, and hopefully it will help towards reaching your goal of 50. I'm going to go ahead and tell people right now that she needs to reach her goal. And if you have $5 or $100, please donate. So AJ, please make sure that you drop that information in the comments so that people can see it, and then I can share it as well on all of our platforms tonight. And then to the beautiful Miss Jupiter May, thank you so much for being our artist spotlight and letting me put you on the spot. And I look forward to meeting you. Thank you, everybody, for being here and watching the private room. And we will see you next week.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you for having me. Bye, y'all.
Good night.
Bye.
Bye.
Good night.
Good night.